Hi, it's Kirby Summers. I welcome you to my podcast, The Jeffrey Epstein Project. Today I want to talk about a victim, Ava Cordero, who pretty much has been ignored by the press. And this case is important for a couple of reasons. It shows Epstein cross-dressing. It includes Leslie Wexner in the lawsuit when she decided to sue him, and she sued Epstein pretty early on. It also discloses some behind the scenes information through the lawsuit that, I haven't really seen a mainstream cover. There are things about the Ava Cordero case that are important because most people that have spoken with me or who are following me believe that Jeffrey Epstein only molested, raped, accosted, lured girls, little girls. Well, no, in this case, it was a boy. So Ava Cordero was 16 years old, um, and she was born Maximilian. So she was born a boy. She was 16 years old when she met Jeffrey Epstein, and she was an aspiring model. He promised, as he did with all of his victims, that he would be the conduit to her modeling career, that he and his quote friends would be able to help her achieve her dreams. And she's 16 years old, so she believed him and she followed him to his Upper East Side mansion in New York City, and things took a turn for the bad. And at 16, you're still a teenager trying to figure things out. And like you've heard a lot of the other victims say, you sort of get caught up in the moment and you do certain things. So at some point, and this has been taken from the lawsuit, and by the way, she sued Wexner as well, because Wexner came up as being an owner of 9 East 71st Street. And there's a law that says that the owner of a property needs to keep you safe from seen or unseen dangers. And so she sued not only Jeffrey Epstein, but she sued Leslie Wexner for being the owner of the property where she was raped. Um, so during one of their encounters, Jeffrey Epstein disappeared into the bathroom, and when he reappeared, he was wearing a wig. He had put on red lipstick, and he told her, "Call me Janice." And then they got into a bizarre role play. And now remember, Ava is still biologically a boy. Well, that doesn't seem to be a deterrent for Jeffrey Epstein, because he then commences to do things to Ava that, I'm not going to obviously say it on the air, but they're sexual in nature. And, it kind of makes one wonder if Jeffrey Epstein really was bisexual or perhaps was leaned more in the gay side. We still don't have an answer for that. Um, an interesting thing that happened that, again, the press is not looking into this. When she sued, obviously, the press at the time, this is back, 10, 12 years ago, destroyed Ava. The New York Post, as an example, had the front page say uppity tranny, and they just destroyed her. But one of the other stories that became quite prominent to really cast doubt upon um, the whether or not she was someone that you can trust what she said was that it was somehow she was found stealing from Victoria's Secret. Now, I think that that's just too coincidental. So if we go back to Jeffrey Epstein's power of attorney with Leslie Wexner. And the fact that Leslie Wexner has made it his business recently to say that he's been audited, the company has been audited, and that the power of attorney that he gave Epstein was just for his personal affairs and it had nothing to do with Victoria's Secret, so on and so forth. Obviously, I don't buy that. I don't think you buy that either. But this situation, the fact that someone contacted the authorities, they arrested Ava Cordero for stealing $1,000 worth of lingerie. That's very unusual. So who would have called? And the store was closed, by the way. So who would have called the authorities? It would not have been Leslie Wexner, right? So was it Jeffrey Epstein? Yeah, I think so. And then that would mean that Jeffrey Epstein had more control over what happened with Victoria's Secret and the Victoria's Secret stores than any mainstream media has said to date. So I just wanted to put that little nugget in your head so you can think about that, because oh, God, not only has mainstream media not been covering Leslie Wexner as a possible co-conspirator, they're not even going back and looking at information that's really part of the public record. You have the lawsuit of Ava Cordero. That you can access that. You have the old newspaper clippings of her being arrested for stealing from Victoria's Secret. That can be easily accessed. But, like, who's piecing this stuff together? It's literally just people like myself who's, all I do every single day, and I mean every single day, like 7 days a week for many hours, is comb through tons of information. Just look, search, search, search. And, if I can find these little kernels of things that are like, oh, wait a minute, what's this? And then doesn't this mean this? Then why aren't trained professionals doing this? So, again, it goes back to the fact that this is a story that is being controlled. And, so we will see what happens with Ghislaine Maxwell being in jail. And because obviously what they want from that is to put an end to the story. However, it seems likely that the Ghislaine Maxwell in jail scenario is going to be prolonged so that we can forget about it, because in time we all forget about things. Hopefully, none of us are going to forget about this story. Okay, well, listen, I'd love to hear your feedback on what you think about my new platform here on Spreaker. This is new for me. And if you want me to consider a certain topic or a person, I'm open to suggestions. Okay, well, we're going to keep doing this. Bye.